Hello, beloved souls. Welcome back to a commentary channel. My name is Gem, Jem, Gemstone, and I'm an author of over 25 different books that you can find on Amazon. I have to plug because I'm a widow and on a pension, don't get much money, so I can't market my books. And I think my audience has spoken. I did try to change styles. I want you to know that all I have is an Logi camera and a second-hand laptop. And for me to download and different types of apps to help me with scripts and everything just doesn't work. For one, my laptop is even too old for CapCut. So unfortunately, what you see is what you get. Now, OBS is a free thing that you can download, but I'm too old to learn new tricks. So sorry guys, you just have to see my face and till something miraculous happens and I'm able to, do a different type of video. So this video, after all that, is Alien versus Fae Abductions. So today I want to talk about something deeply personal. Something I've experienced firsthand: abductions. I've spoken about this before, but I think it's important to share it again because so many people experience strange, unexplainable events, and it helps to know we're not alone. I remember my own abduction vividly, the one with the praying mantis being. I was in my bed in Canberra, and yet somehow I was lifted into this presence. It was terrifying, yet there was an odd sense of curiosity in the air. That encounter made me realize how some beings operate in ways we can't begin to fully understand. They are not always here to harm us, but they are here to study, to interact with us on levels beyond the physical. I also believe for breeding purposes. I also believe that there are certain types of entities that are very nefarious and are practicing trafficking, all types of trafficking, and also feed, especially on innocent, because there's something in innocent blood at the height of fear that they get off on. So let's continue with my story. My son also witnessed something that is part of this mysterious world as well. When the praying mantis visited me, he saw a blue orb, and it's not something you simply dismiss as imagination. Many times orbs appear around people who are sensitive or open to these other dimensions. They're signs, they're watchers, and they're very real in the sense that they interact with our consciousness. In fact, if you look at my videos, I've captured a yellow orb. Now, some argue that it was a moth. No, it wasn't. I don't get moths. My place is very clean. I have a cleaner There's no insects in here. I've also encountered countless other abductions throughout my life, and I've spoken with many people who've had similar experiences, and I've also uploaded them to YouTube. Some involve aliens, the classic kind of beings that perform examinations, that sometimes remove clothes, and that leave subjects with lost time or strange marks, or they simply disappear, never to be seen again. Other encounters involve Fae beings, fairies, brownies, gnomes, entities that are more subtle, more cunning. They enchant, they trick, and they often prefer children because of their pure, unguarded energy. For example, I saw a brownie in Townsville. It was small, elusive, and moving quickly, dressed in a little brown suit, less than a foot tall, but the presence was undeniable. It's hard to explain to people who haven't experienced it, but these creatures exist on a different vibrational level. They can manipulate perception, and they interact with our world in ways that don't always make sense to the rational mind. When you compare alien and Fae abductions, you see patterns and differences. Aliens are clinical. They remove clothing. They perform tests, and often their actions feel invasive. Fae, on the other hand, are tricksters. They lure, they charm, and they can enchant a person without leaving physical evidence. Adults are often less targeted by Fae, but they are still within their reach if the circumstances are right. The energy they feed on, curiosity, fear, creativity, is universal, though children's energy seems especially potent. Sometimes these worlds overlap. Some encounters feel like a mixture of both alien and Fae activity. You might be in a situation where the being appears otherworldly, but the interaction feels magical or playful rather than strictly clinical. It's as if the lines between these dimensions blur, and our human perspective can't fully grasp the nature of what's happening. The key is to understand that these experiences are not random. There's purpose, even if it's hidden from our conscious understanding. Our souls are exploring, learning, and sometimes being guided or tested in ways that we may only understand later. The beings themselves, whether alien or Fae, operate on levels that we are only beginning to sense. Sharing these experiences is vital because so many people feel isolated when they encounter the inexplicable. Dreams, orbs, visions, abductions, they connect us to the unseen, to dimensions beyond the material. And while it can be frightening, it is also deeply enlightening. It's a reminder that reality is far richer and stranger than we often allow ourselves to imagine. I want anyone listening who has had similar experiences to know you are not alone. There are layers to this reality, layers that interact with us in mysterious ways. My abductions, my son's orb sighting, my sightings, the countless other encounters, even with UFOs, the brownie in Townsville, they all tell a story of a universe that is alive, conscious, and far more complex than our everyday life suggests. So next time you experience something unexplainable, don't dismiss it. Pay attention. Record it in your memory. Reflect on it. Because these moments are windows into realms that exist beyond our ordinary perception, waiting for us to notice, waiting for us to learn. And that's why I keep talking about it and why I keep exploring these phenomena. Because every encounter, every sighting, every abduction is a piece of the puzzle, a puzzle that reminds us we are not simply physical beings living in a material world. We are connected. We are spiritual. And we are part of something infinitely bigger than ourselves, part of the infinite I/we. Thank you for listening. If you've had an experience like this or something that defies explanation, I invite you to share it in the comments, because together we can start to understand these mysteries, one story, one encounter at a time. Thank you very much for watching. Please be kind to each other and to yourselves. Love, light, and blessings. My name is Jem, Jem, and I appreciate every one of you. Bye.